All right, a quick recap of the action in ES and NQ today. We came into the sesh. One of the main levels that I was looking at for today's session was the reaction versus that prior day high area. You can see if you had the patience to wait for price to actually test that prior day high in ES, it was quite a rewarding trade. However, VWAP for the entirety of the session is pretty much keeping a lid on price. So some great action today. Two-way trading definitely with this tighter range. ES did put in half of an ATR move, a much tighter range than we are used to seeing, especially after a couple of the trend days that we've seen towards the end of last week. That being said, like I mentioned, some solid action, some solid two-way trading today for the active trader. You could either look at those VWAP shorts, which were quite lucrative today, or those prior day high longs, some great opportunities depending on which way you wanted to be trading, if not both. Now, one of the things I had mentioned on Friday in the end of day recap, as well as this morning in the pre-market prep, was the fact that, probability kind of favored a bit of a resting bar, a bit of a breather following these 2 days of rallying, especially following Friday's trend day with that breakout point through the 48.40 area. Now, I was fully expecting an inside day today. We did not get that inside day with the gap higher. However, relatively speaking, the theme of what I was looking for with that resting bar, it did develop today. So we did have that half ATR move, 25 points on today's session versus a normal 48 one ATR move in ES. As far as what we're looking for tomorrow here in ES, I'm going to be primarily focused on today's range, today's tighter range. Now, buyers are mostly interested in just continuing to defend this prior breakout point at 48.40. That's the main level of interest for this week. It's not out of the question to retest this breakout point. That's well within the range of normal and well within the expectations for this week. We are now 3 sessions higher. Can technically have a couple of sessions of continuation before it starts to get a little bit extreme. So I'm kind of an open book here as far as what to look for into tomorrow. Now, I did mention this morning I'm focused exclusively on longs this week until we start to see some type of real sell bar, some type of real sellers materializing in this tape. I don't want to be counter trend trading in ES or NQ here until we have some real sellers in this tape, and we're just not seeing that at this time, especially after Friday's daily breakout. So main watch for me personally tomorrow is going to be today's range. So I'll be looking at the 4,900 area by 48.75 and just trading with the direction of that break. Now on NQ, let's take a look. Pretty similar. A bit more exhaustion here on NQ. The main level we are looking at here, if you zoom way out back to 2021, we do have a weekly high. There's a pivot right through here where you can see essentially today's high, just a few points shy of that weekly pivot. That's the 17,590 level of interest. So NQ definitely showing a bit more exhaustion here. Now the breakout point on NQ is way down here. It's way down here. So seeing a retrace of Friday's move again, from a technical perspective, it's not unusual for price to be retesting that breakout point. Something like this. So that's a scenario you want to have within your game plan for this week. Again, bulls are in control of this tape. What I want to see on NQ, very similar to ES, is how price trades versus today's range, with a special emphasis, especially on NQ versus this near-term volume point of control. We can see the volume if I zoom in on just yesterday's action as well as today's action. You can see the volume that's been transacted here at the 17,480 level. So that'll be a near-term level of interest. Essentially what we have here is Friday's rally, and now just seeing that consolidation. So this is the shape of what you would see with the inside bar that I was looking for on today's session. Now, again, the inside bar did not materialize, but from a structural perspective, this is what it would look like. You have the initial trend higher, right? Here's where the overnight action would start, and then you just get the inside bar. So generally speaking, with that inside day, with that tighter range day, what you want to see is price break that range and then trade with the direction of the break. So to keep it simple for tomorrow, prior day low, prior day high, main areas of interest for interacting with price. That's NQ. Same story on ES. As far as individual names, I had in the scans UPST. Check out the daily here. We do have big volume coming in today, big buy bar. So I want to see some strength up through or up above today's session volume point of control, which is right here. We'll use 36 as the main reference point for UPST, and that'll just be a basic continuation play. That's about it for today's recap. Overall, some very good action, some good two-way trading. Again, prior day high, main reference point on ES, proving to be quite lucrative for the patient trader, and then all those VWAP trades, phenomenal as well. Hope everyone had a great day. Once again, just to reiterate, for tomorrow, going to be looking at how price trades versus today's range, and then just going with the direction of the break, depending on what your approach is for this week. I continue to focus on longs. This is a Bulls tape. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Take care.